A good day to you, everyone. In this class, we shall be talking about catfish diseases and some possible treatment. Let's start by saying that catfish disease is any condition that impairs normal psychological function of the catfish. Fish disease outbreak increases production costs because of the investment loss in dead fish, the cost of treatment, and decreased growth. Parasites and bacteria may be of minimal significance under natural conditions in the wild, but can contribute to substantial problems when the fishes are crowded and stressed under culture-controlled conditions. Control of catfish mortality is a knowledge all profit-minded farmers must learn to acquire. This knowledge mostly does not depend on reading books, but also through experience and constant practice involving close monitoring of your production system. At times, control of catfish mortality go beyond application of certain selected drugs. In fact, good observation of your stock could be all you need to avoid uncontrolled mortality. Now, the root cause. From experience, catfish mortality does not just occur. It usually has a root cause. You need to trace the root cause to be sure of how to tackle the problem. It is important for you to carry out a laboratory test which will help you to know the cause and the exact solution to the problem. If the use of drugs is required, the laboratory test will guide you to know the specific drugs to use. That is why, as a profit-driven person, you are not expected to wait till your fish stop eating before taking steps. Once you discover many of the fish is hanging or mortality is on the increase, take action by applying the right therapy. And some preventive measures. As the saying goes, prevention is better than cure. Mortality in catfish can be avoided or controlled to the barest minimum if some conditions are already met. 1. Good water quality. 2. Healthy feed. 3. Proper pond preparation before stocking. 4. Avoiding overstocking. And 5. Keen observation of fish behavior every day as you feed and attend to them. Any behavioral change should raise questions quickly within you. So, how do you recognize disease condition? Ability to recognize disease condition in a fish population is essential to early detection and effective control. Some visible signs of diseases are change in fish body color. 2. Presence of swellings on body. 3. Erratic or sluggish swimming. 4. Emaciation, that's getting thin, fish getting thin. 5. Mortality. 6. Skeletal deformity. And 7. Presence of hemorrhagic spots on the body and so on. What are the main causes of fish disease? Infectious diseases are caused by pathogenic organisms present in the environment or carried by other fish. Examples of these diseases are 1. Parasitic disease, 2. Bacterial disease, 3. Viral disease, and 4. Fungal disease. So what to do when these diseases occur? Once you identify that the pond is diseased and a laboratory test has given you the root cause of what type of infection the pond has, the next thing is to take steps in curing it. Some farmers can also identify this cause or what type of problem is at hand by careful and close observation. To carry out the laboratory test, the following samples are to be taken: water sample, dead or sick fish, then feed sample. The disease causing mortality could be waterborne or feed-borne. Only laboratory test will let you know the exact cause of the problem. Cure for waterborne disease is not the same for feed-borne disease. Possible treatment of catfish diseases. As earlier maintained, the treatment for catfish disease is based on the identified problem. But one thing is almost constant in treating catfish disease. Since the water is the environment that the fish carry out all activities of life, you can first of all drain the water and put in clean quality water. If it's a large pond, the water can be reduced to a certain level while new water is introduced to top up. However, there are some other actions you can take in curing a diseased pond. 1. Drain pond water and replace with fresh unpolluted water. Although I've said that before, if fishes are still young, ensure the introduction of the fresh water is done gradually into the pond to ensure your fish is not stressed up. This means that an exercise of pumping in fresh water that usually takes 20 minutes of your time can now take 30 minutes, since fish are not to be stressed. 2. You can apply salt to the water. Note, do not apply salt on fish without water. They will die immediately. If it is an artificial pond, drain old water completely, then fill up only to about 20% capacity. Then you apply the salt. After applying salt to the 20% volume of pond water that the fish is also inside, then you wait for about 10 minutes for the salt to act on fish in the water before filling it up to the normal water level of the pond. 3. Where you don't have enough water to carry out draining and refilling, you can use salt. It is just that the quantity of salt will be more as the water is much. Salt treatment is always applied by farmers because salt contains chlorine, and chlorine is good water sanitizer. However, effectiveness of such treatment is not always guaranteed because farmers may not apply the right quantity. Feed-borne mortality is treated by immediate withdrawal of feed, causing mortality. Farmers should discontinue using such feed, not minding the cost of purchase. This is common with farmers who mill their feed. Purchase floating feed from recognized companies are usually not associated to cause feed-borne mortality if used rightly without overfeeding the pond. It has also been researched that you can use bitter leaf to prevent or treat fish diseases. Simply pick a few leaves to grind with water in it. If your fish are juveniles or fingerlings, not more than 1,000 pieces, you can put a teaspoon in the pond water. For bigger ponds, add more. And sometimes all you need to do to stop fish mortality is to carry out sorting if they are too crowded and it is observed that some are way bigger than the others. Always stock fish of relative same sizes. Do not combine fingerlings and post-juveniles in the same pond. At times also, all you need to do is to stop feeding for a minimum of 2 days and a maximum of 5 days if nothing is wrong with the water and feed. And finally, for further clarifications or if problem goes out of hand, consult an expert.